Before we jump into this episode, I want to invite you to join our community to help you become a better steward, scale to billions, and ultimately give more or all of it away. All I want you to do is to click the subscribe button right now. I love your support. It's incredible to see your comments, and we're just getting started. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world to me. Welcome to the Build It to Billions podcast, where we guide successful entrepreneurs and investors on the journey from millions to billions. We believe that the key to scaling your business and compounding your wealth starts every single day with the mindset and practice of stewardship over ownership and applying billionaire biblical principles. Our ultimate goal to help you scale and compound your wealth and life so you can give more or all of it away to help MVPs. I'm your host today, Brett Swartz. In every episode, we feature some of the world's top entrepreneurs, millionaires, and billionaires. They share their insights, principles, values, and secrets, providing each of us with the wisdom we need to reach the next level of faith, success, and impact. I'm excited about our next guest. He is the CIO at Aspen Funds, where he combines his analytical nature with the passion for delivering outstanding client service and strong returns through out-of-the-box investments. With a professional background that spans over a decade, he's become an expert in the field of investment management and has worked for several reputable financial institutions. He is the co-host of the Invest Like a Billionaire podcast, where he joins his father, Robert, co-founder and CFO of Aspen Funds, along with co-founder Jim Mfushi, to discuss economic trends and the best practice for alternative investing. So much more. More than all this, Ben Fraser, who's coming in here, has become a friend. He is has a heart for not only service and returns, but also a heart for making an impact. It makes him a perfect guest for the Build It Billions podcast. Please welcome to the show with me, Ben Fraser. Ben, how are we doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. For our listeners, get to know you for the first time, would you give us just a little bit more about your story and your current focus?
Yeah. So like you kind of mentioned, I've been kind of in the investment world for most of my career. I spent most of my time in commercial banking, actually, as a lender and an underwriter, and then kind of joined the world of private equity probably about 7-8 years ago. And it's been pretty cool. A lot of layers to the story, but I get to work with my father alongside 2 other partners, which has been a really cool story in and of itself, but it's been really fun. So I joined about 7 years ago. At that point, it was just friends and family money that we had raised. And we've since kind of been on a rocket ship growth path. And really what guides a lot of our kind of story is looking for what we believe to be the best risk-adjusted opportunities based on the macroeconomic landscape. And those are a lot of big words to basically say, there's better times than others to invest in certain asset classes and strategies. And we want to be in front of those changes of the tides to, make sure our investments are going to perform the best they can.
Absolutely. And out of Colorado these days, what we're going to be talking about today is building industrial commercial real estate wealth. Before we dive into all of that kind of cool stuff, I do want to take one other step back, Ben. I believe we've all been given certain gifts in this life, and these gifts have been given to us to be a blessing and help to others. This is part of the stewardship part of this. And so maybe Ben growing up a little bit, who was Ben, right? You had a big successful dad who's doing a lot of cool stuff, right? And then you're paving your own way as well, and you're growing. But are there certain gifts or strengths that you were like, boom, I was given, that you feel like you were given, and how do you use those to help and bless people today?
Yeah, well, depends how far back you want to go, but my story is interesting because growing up, I actually felt like I had an identity crisis. I think we all do to some degree in different times, different periods, but I'm always kind of been the guy that's pretty good at a lot of things, but not really good at just one thing, right? And it always bothered me because you see all these standouts, right, early on, to where they're just naturally gifted at one thing, and it was so obvious. Whereas for me, it's like, I was pretty good at this, pretty good at that, pretty good at this. And it was frustrating because it wasn't really clear to me what I should be doing. But as I've gone later in my career and have seen how much, not only we all have a baseline of skills that we're given, but to me, so much of the stewardship piece of it is what are we doing with what we're given? And then how are we compounding on that, right? Because what I've learned is,
so if you like this little short clip of the interview I just did, click over here to watch the full interview. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody.